Face the Nation, and the question we are raising tonight is Uttar Pradesh exporting terror. You carry on with your voting. We'll carry on with the discussion. Rashid Alvi of the Congress Party, isn't the problem that no politician wants to bell the cat? No politician actually wants to come out there and actually have a dialogue with people who may be treading the wrong way, treading the lawless way, and say, listen, we're here to talk to you, talk to us, reach out to these groups. No politician is willing to do that. Politicians are only worrying about votes. You're not trying to play a constructive role here.
No, if you are talking about BJP politicians, then I agree with you.
The Congress
Actually,
as well.
in Uttar Pradesh, there was no terrorism. The beginning of the terrorism was the demolition of Babri Masjid. That was the act of terrorism. And not only in UP, now what happening in Orissa? What these Bajrang Dal and Vishwa Hindu Parishad people are doing in Orissa? What is happening in Karnataka? How many churches are attacked? Do you not think these are the act of terrorism?
But isn't it the competitive politics? Isn't it the competitive vote bank politics that the politicians are playing?
Nobody is talking about that. Nobody is talking about this.
But how long are you going to keep blaming the... No, Mr. Rashid Alvi, I have to ask you, how long will you keep blaming each other? Isn't it time for you to take concrete steps? I apologize, we've actually lost that audio to Rashid Alvi. I want to come to you, Sharad Pradhan. Yeah. The point is, if it's organized crime we're talking about, YP Singh is saying that it's organized crime. It's not necessarily the jihad, the global terrorism.
It's partly
both. Yeah. But the point is, then there could be any number of people involved. I mean, is it that the police is communalizing the search for the terrorists and looking for the Dariwala and the Topiwala and further compounding the alienation?
That is the problem. For some reason, right or wrong, Muslims in Uttar Pradesh have started feeling alienated, whether for right or wrong reasons. Somebody has to come forward and make them understand, and talk it out with them. And the initiative has to be taken from the Muslim leadership. Now, Muslim leadership and the fundamentalist Hindu leadership, they are both interested only in their votes. So nobody comes forward, to, as you rightly said, to bell the cat. And the trouble is that the corrupt police, they are ready to implicate. Now they have to work out a case. The first thing they do, they pick up somebody, and invariably somebody with a dadi and a topi, which makes the job easier. So the
ideology of the sort of war on terror has become has substituted on the crackdown on crime. They should actually be going for crime rather than looking for the jihadi.
Objectively, with a very professional approach, the intelligence inputs are so poor. The kind of things, their job is to only gain brownie points by picking up somebody.
But isn't it also true that some of these madrasas and some of these places have become completely cut off from the mainstream? They've become completely impregnable.
No, they need to. That is why again the Muslim leadership must come forward and make such madrasas transparent. There are the maximum. There are about 177 madrasas registered in Azamgarh alone. Now, it's not as if many of the madrasas are indulging in subversive activities or wrong acts, but there are some madrasas who would be indulging. What happens is, nobody wants to again take the initiative of picking out the ones who are indulging in the wrong acts.
So, Rashid Alvi, I was asking you the question when we got interrupted. How long are the politicians going to keep blaming each other? Sharad Pradhan here is saying that the politicians are simply not playing a useful role. Isn't it time that politicians like you, who are leaders of the Muslim community, should come out and encourage transparency in the madrasas, become bridge builders between the mainstream and the madrasas, instead of using every opportunity to simply score political points with the BJP?
No, you cannot accuse all the madrasas. It is absolutely wrong. It is baseless. There may be some people. There may be some youngsters. But nobody knows now that before the partition, when freedom movement was going on, only madrasa people, they fought this fight. Only this madrasa Maulanas, they were involved in this. That was
in the past, but now it may be time for the politicians to actually start playing a really constructive, socially productive role instead of searching for votes. YP Singh, I'm going to ask you the last question here. Sharad Pradhan here saying that the police is communalizing the entire terrorism issue by constantly looking for Muslims and Muslim suspects. If it's organized crimes, and there could be Hindus involved as well. And often the feeling is that the real culprits, who may be Hindu, who may be Muslim, are getting away. And as you say, the small fry are being caught.
I really don't think that this is the case. Police are, of course, certainly behaving in a secular manner. It's when a particular community is committing an offense, it is but natural that that part of the community shall get apprehended. But what is disturbing is that the police investigation is very frivolous. They are not really industrious in their investigations. The type of quality of investigation they are doing, that is not up to the mark, and that is the reason why the main conspiracy, the larger conspiracy, the mind, the financiers, the motivators are not being caught.
Right, well, we are going to have to leave it there. We're going to have to leave it there. YP Singh, Rashid Alvi, Sharath Pradhan, thanks very much indeed for joining us. The chilling statistic, as we keep giving you in almost every program, 15 blasts since 2002, 4 this year alone, and not a single conviction. The police has not been able to find any evidence so far that has convinced the courts. What's your final verdict to the question we asked you? Is Uttar Pradesh exporting terror? 87% saying yes, the rest saying no. Big majority saying yes. Thanks for watching.